Welcome back. Let's have a look at what's on the front pages this morning. The Mail on Sunday claims England's hospitals were hit by 66 cyber attacks last year, but none were reported to police. The Sunday Telegraph says thousands of patients will be affected as it will take several weeks to fix the computer systems hit by the attack. The Sunday Times leads on Theresa May's attempt to woo Labour voters with a pledge to boost house building. And that story is also in the Sunday Express. They say the Prime Minister is on course to win a majority of 147 seats in the election. A millionaire donor behind the Brexit victory is now funding a campaign to oust Remain backing MPs. That's in The Observer. And the Sun on Sunday claims Wayne Rooney lost £500,000 in just 2 hours at a casino. Well, to talk about those stories and lots more, we're joined in the studio now by the construction entrepreneur Julie White, the political editor of The Sun on Sunday, David Wooding, and the former Labour advisor, Ayesha Hazarika. Hello. Hi. To all of you. Nice to see you. Well, we've just had the Shadow Chancellor, John McDonnell, on talking about that Robin Hood tax, you know, the idea about financial transactions tax in the city. Ayesha, for someone who's worked really closely with the Labour Party for a long time, what do you make of this? Is it good politics?
I think it's good Labour politics. I mean, from the leaks we've seen of the manifesto, it's a manifesto which is kind of lots of old-time religion for the left of the Labour Party. But actually, a lot of the policies are quite popular with people. They like the idea, if you've been blighted by Southern Rail, you quite like the idea of the railways being nationalised. The Robin Hood tax is interesting because this is not a new idea. This is something that actually people have been campaigning for a long time, including not just MPs on the Corbyn wing of the party. Someone like Rachel Reeves has campaigned for a long time about this as well. The question is how much people are going to listen to the goodies that they hear in the manifesto, and how much are they going to question how is this going to be paid for and is it going to be delivered. I think, in a way, I have a lot of respect for the Corbyn team for the fact that they have come out with a manifesto which basically is pure Corbynism. It's let Corbyn be Corbyn. One of the things that people have been critical about the Labour Party in the past and other political parties is you can't tell the difference between the two parties and the manifesto. Well, you cannot say that about the Labour Party right now. This election will be a clear choice between two very different sort of political ideologies, and I guess we'll know on the June the 9th about how successful it's been.
I mean, the timing of it, I think, is the kind of question as well, isn't it, with the Robin Hood tax? I mean, you've got Brexit looming.
Yeah, is it right for business right now with Brexit looming behind us? And also we've got to think that business, you know, they employ people pay taxes. That those taxes pay for everything in the country. And
you might not like the banks very much, but they do contribute an awful lot to the exchequer.
Yeah. So is it the right time to announce something like that? Is it, you know, give us more uncertainty with the Brexit?
What do you think about the policy idea about minimum wage of £10? Do you think that's a good policy?
That really goes what Corbyn would like to do. That's the kind of people he's going for, and that issue. I mean, for businesses, you know, it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. There's a lot of people out there that like minimum wage, they like just the being able to work when they want to. So really, it can work and it cannot be sometimes.
Let's talk about this extraordinary story on the Sun on Sunday and a couple of other papers as well. This is the tech hero who halted the NHS virus attack. So we owe this guy quite a lot, don't we, David Wooding?
Yes. Well, this is a fascinating human side of this NHS story, which has been dominating the headlines for the last couple of days. And it seems it's a computer whiz kid, aged 22, one of these guys who was signed up by the National Cyber Agency, as those of us over a certain age will know. It's all the young people who know how to use these gadgets, which change by the day.
The interweb. The interweb.
Internet, as they say up north. But this young lad finds a way to save this and prevents 100,000 new infections. Basically, it sounds very techie, but he found where the domains that were being contacted by the virus, then bought up that domain for £8. And for the princely sum of £8, he saved this disaster. Now, of course, it is a bad disaster. 48 NHS trusts have been infected out of 250, I think. But he has saved, undoubtedly, further damage.
£8 well spent.
What a hero.
I think he deserves a gong.
Yeah. Yes.
And maybe nominated. Should be there.
And we were talking talking about this, that was saying that the National Health is such a huge organisation. Are they moving with the times? You know, the trust takes so much time to make a decision. Are they actually moving quick enough?
And the question is, were the systems updated and all the kind of anti-spyware and all that sort of thing?
Now, it's not just Labour, of course, who are kind of pumping policies into the papers before the election. We've got this from Theresa May saying a council house revolution would happen if the Conservatives win. That's the front page of the Sunday Times. Julie, what do you think about this?
Well, it's good for construction, but
I bet you're happy.
Oh yes, but it's very ambitious. You know, if we look back 2015, there was 150,000 homes built that year. So she wants 1 million homes built before 2022. Is it right? Can we do it? We haven't got the infrastructure to join these places up. They're talking about, is there enough brownfield sites, to actually build these on? And also, that nobody wants to touch the green belts because it's not good for voting.
And we always hear this, don't we, from politicians about the need for more house building. And then, of course, Ed Miliband, it sounds very Ed Miliband.
No, absolutely. Yet another policy from the Ed Miliband locker. But look, housing is a huge issue right across the country, people, particularly in the south, but right across the country. All parties come forward and say, look, we're going to do something. It is worth pointing out that actually affordable housing is at a 24-year low. Yeah. So, there's a lot of rhetoric. Is it matched by what's happening on the ground? And particularly with Brexit coming down the track as well, who's going to build all these houses as well in terms of once we've sorted
can the planning system keep up? Because the problem is right at the bottom. It's the councils, it's the planners. They're not keeping up with it. They're just taking their time, not passing sites as quick as they should. So really, it starts right from the bottom.
I'm really interested as well in the wider interview that Theresa May has given to Tim Shipman, particularly in the quickfire round. She was kind of asked all these questions, which TV shows she sort of prefers, flats or heels, and she was kind of on the fence on a lot of them.
She said strong and stable a lot.
I feel his pain. I mean, I interviewed her in September, and you did an early interview with her too, Sophie, and she uses the word strong 12 times in the first 15 minutes.
So we can have a bet
stable and leadership 5 times.
Yeah.
But the best line appears to have come from another minister who said that she's a Ron Seal PM who does what it says on the tin.
So the headline didn't come from
Virginia.
That's actually a very good point.
But I love the fact in the One Show interview they said something like, so what was your upbringing like? And she was like, stable. Strong.
I was waiting for them to describe their marriage as strong.
Yeah, that's right. And for men taking out the bins.
Yes, I'm going to do that straight after the show, ladies.
And for women to take us out.
Do you do the boy jobs in your house?
I do the boy job. I do all the boy jobs.
He does all the jobs.
Yes.
I'm going to go to a course to learn how to switch on the vacuum cleaners.
Well, there's the token man on our panel.
Yes, that's what the quota
and learn all these things.
There's another lovely bit in the interview where she's talking about who Tim Shipman asks her who does the washing up, and she says, "Oh, we have a dishwasher," and then corrects herself and says, "I mean a machine." She was obviously worried that people would think she had some kind of dishwasher slave, like
under £10 an hour.
Exactly, perhaps not on the minimum wage there. Very interesting interview. And then it feels like we should finish with this story here about northern accents. Dave Wooding, I understand why you this one. What's this all about?
Well, this is an attractive young actress or model who's appeared on the new Tesco adverts, and she's from my part of the world, Merseyside. And she only had a few words to say, which were, I only came in for ice cream. And when she saw the advert go on the TV, it wasn't her voice. It should have said, "I only come in for ice cream," but in fact it says, "I only come in for ice cream."
Because she was from the Marks and Spencer's advert.
She was dubbed, and it really is. I mean, joking apart, it's an insult to northern people.
Yes.
Why can't we have northern accents?
Exactly. Why can't we hear more different accents? Why does everything have to sort of be the same in a sort of southern kind of middle class accent? I think we do definitely need a bit of diversity.
We're not doing very well on this today, David, are we? With our accents.
No, we're not.
This is a good thing.
Sky's always been quite good at having accents.
Yes,
it wouldn't have me on otherwise.
I used to have a Sheffield accent when I was little, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you?
I did.
Did you have elocution lessons?
No, I think it's just, when you go to school and then you realise you talk differently to everyone else, then pretty quickly iron out any differences, basically. It's very funny. So do you think there was a bit of accent snobbery?
Definitely. When we were in the green room, I said Bath instead of Bath, and people looked at me. I said, "I mean Bath," So there is some change. But
and I think in politics it's a big thing as well. Like, one of the big issues is a lot of people say, look, like, why are there not more sort of people that look like me and sound like me in politics? And it's interesting, particularly in the Labour Party, there's quite a few politicians that are doing well, like Angela Rayner, for example, you know, very, very strong accent. And people like it. People like to hear accents that are different and represent like different parts.
The other interesting thing about this, right at the end, is it says, well, in England, you'll hate this as a Scottish person as well, in England and Scotland, they use the posh received pronunciation, but when they put the ad out in Northern Ireland, they use an Irish accent.
Oh, really?
Isn't that interesting?
So we should be dubbing in Scotland and Wales and the North, everywhere.
When I get home to make
They
sure
do
there's no
also
subtitles
say-
underneath.
They also say that people trust a regional accent more, don't they? They sort of say that. Kind
Yeah,
of,
it's interesting.
This-
Some accents are the kind of more popular ones than others. I loved your impressions, by the way, Dave. Have to go back to do some more of those.
Might get on the Tesco advert next time.
Thanks very much for your thoughts on today's newspaper stories. Much appreciated.